So lately, you may have seen circulating on the internet an ad like this, or a clip like this, and thought to yourself, what the fuck is this? Well, I'm here to help explain. My name is Mao, and this is Love and Deepspace. What is Love and Deepspace? Love and Deepspace is a free, immersive 3D mobile dating game that had its official release on January 18th of 2024 from the development studio Infold Games. Now, it may be a dating sim, but it's also more than that. If I had to make a comparison, I'd say it's kind of like Mystic Messenger meets Final Fantasy. It's more accurate to say it's like The Sum, but we both know that nobody played that fucking game. Now, I know that comparison may seem weird, and it is, but there's genuinely nothing else I can think of to compare it to. It's like a dating simulator where you can text and call and stalk your love interest's social media accounts. But there's also combat, and like, it's good? Oh, and it's also a gacha, because of course it is, but honestly, even the gacha is well done, and it's kind of mind-blowing. With all that said, let's get into the details. What is the plot? I don't fucking know. It's way too confusing to understand. Who are the characters? Okay, no, but seriously, the plot is thrown at you and there really isn't much for immediate explaining, so you just kind of go like,
Traceback 2 is about to pass the event horizon.
What's the event horizon?
Certain areas have a higher metaflux index
What's a metaflux index?
due to the deep space tunnel.
The hell is a deep space tunnel?
Expect wanderers to appear more often.
What's a wanderer?
Weather's nice today with winds at 5 kilometers per hour.
What the hell are kilometers? None of this makes any sense. But basically, you play as a deep space hunter. Sorry, little aside here. In my notes, I wrote deep space as peed space, and I feel like it's too good to not include, so, please do something about this in Infold Games. A deep space hunter is someone who hunts monsters. These monsters are called wanderers. Wanderers are made up of something called metaflux, and they contain these little energy crystal things called protocores. I know it's a lot, but bear with me. Most deep space hunters use an energy called evol when fighting wanderers. There are different kinds like light, ice, and whatever Raphael's is? I looked it up, it's fire. And I'm assuming many more. The story starts with mentions of a tragedy taking place 14 years ago. I'm sure it's important, but they're not taking time to explain it, so neither will I. We begin with your character at a graduation ceremony to become a new recruit for the Deep Space Hunters Association. Your ranking is a little confusing as you seem to have anime protag plot powers, but there's no time to dwell on it because the game chucks you right into your first mission. Things seem to be going okay until you find a sleepy little man snoozing during a fight. You may be concerned, but I assure you, it is both quirky and cute. He helps you kick some ass and then disappears like the wind, only asking that you don't rat out that you saw him. Huh. Only I could have gotten his name.
And you?
Sadly, we don't have time for that, so he'll remain a mystery. After our first mission, we get assigned to the Unicorn Squad and go hang out with our new bestie. Misfortune strikes, however, as a random child sniffs us out and drags us over to, catch him, the fish? Okay. Unfortunately for this little shit, we end up giving his fish away, but not before meeting our second mysterious love interest. Interrupting our fishing to mansplain something that literally no one asked about, our second love interest pulls some smooth moves and offers us the fish that he just told us would die soon. We Uno reverse him into taking it, and as we try speaking to him, he just leaves. I can't lie, I laughed so hard at this when it happened. He's kind of an ass, but God, is he funny. After being left in the dust like a digital dummy, we sprint over to the hospital for a checkup. Not a second too soon as this motherfucker rudely tells us he was going to put us as a no-show for being even a second late. Who is this dude? Well, this dude is our third love interest, Zane. We've known him since we were 8, but we're separated for over 10 years until about 6 months ago, when he became our primary care physician. As cold as his evil, this guy is the dictionary definition of stoic. He's calm, collected, and...
Don't talk.
Okay. And an ass. No, I'm just kidding. He's probably mostly fine. But yeah, that's the beginning plot of the game. It's a little confusing at first, but it does get better with time. Who are the characters? We have 3 main love interests, of course, but we also have quite a few side characters in the cast that I like quite a bit. Starting off strong, this is Tara. She's the first hunter that you meet during graduation and is your new best friend. She's super cute and sweet, and when certain events happen in Chapter 4, you can really feel how much she cares about you. Also, I think she has a massive crush on your boss Jenna, and it's very adorable. Speaking of, this is Jenna. She's the leader of the unicorn team and an absolute badass. She is very cool, and I can see why Tara admires her so much. This is Caleb. He's your childhood friend and a total cutie. The way he teases you is so endearing, and even though he may not be related to you by blood, he does genuinely feel like a rascally big brother that cares for you. Also, he calls you Pipsqueak, and I find that very, very cute. This is Thomas, friend and manager of Raphael. He has a really nice voice and he's pretty, and I would like him to be a dating option in the future, maybe, if you could get on that. Thank you, please and thank you. I haven't seen much of him so far, but I like him. Similarly to the rest of the male cast, he is very sarcastic and sassy. And last, but certainly not least, is Granny Josephine. She took you and Caleb in when you were 7 and raised both of you. This woman is so sweet and precious, and I love her. Her loving and caring grandma energy just seeps through the screen, and you can't help but feel like you want her to adopt you too. Alright, time for the boys. This mysterious, gorgeous, and all-around very eepy boy is Xavier, a fellow hunter who appears out of thin air more often than not. He often leaves hints of being old, like really old, but they haven't confirmed anything in the story, so...
This is my 214th spring on Earth.
Wait, what?
And it will be my last.
Wait, what? Huh? What? Yeah, so, apparently in the Xavier trailer released, he's a mysterious old man? Which I'm super into, but like, goddamn. His trailer actually shares a lot of information, like how canonically in this universe there's immortality, but also they're trying to get rid of it. Also, I don't like how often this game zooms in on the character's hands. It feels like they know that that's my weakness, and I feel a little attacked right now. But yeah, Xavier is my personal favorite. He's just so awkward, and it's really adorable. Like, look at some of his rank up quotes. What does this mean? Sometimes his reactions come off a little weird, and I think that may partially be due to the translation, but it kinda adds to his character being awkward and just precious. Also, his voice is one of my favorites. Sometimes it sounds like he's trying really hard to sound like he has a deep voice, and other times it comes naturally. I'd also like to think that that's canon too, like he's trying to sound extra manly sometimes. Am I the only one that hears it? Let me know if you noticed it too.
If there's still time before next spring.
If there's still time before next spring.
Let's meet now.
Let's meet now. Like, what? But yeah, I love him. Big simp. 10 out of 10. Amazing.
As a hunter, you must have visited many places. Is there one you like in particular?
The kitchen.
What do you do to not feel lonely?
How do I... Let me think.
Alright, next boy on the balls chopping block is Zane. Get over here! As mentioned before, Zane is someone that you knew as a kid and have reunited with recently. He is... how do I put this? He's kinda standoffish, and almost mean. He isn't like an outright asshole or anything, but he's kind of hard to talk to. He has an event pretty early on where you meet him at a cafe, and it captures the essence of his character pretty well, I think. He's standoffish and cold, but he reminisces with you, makes jokes, and shows that he has a sweet and caring side. And as much as he tries to hide it, the way that he worries about your health and eating habits is also very sweet. Granted, he is a doctor, but, you know. He and Raphael seem to be the fan favorites for the most part, and I can absolutely see why. His voice also fits nicely, but sometimes it gets on my nerves because it suits him too well. He sounds disinterested and cold, and while I'm sure that his special moments are soft and sweet, it does kind of throw me off. He also kind of sounds like how I would imagine Xavier would sound, being over, 200 years old. Kind of old man-ish, but again, I can dig it. His trailer also shows that he's got some Elsa syndrome going on, like he can't control his ice powers and he's got some trauma going on that he most likely won't get checked out. His inner demons do reference a girl coming back, so I gotta assume it's in reference to our main character. Unfortunately for him though, I'm loyal to Mr. Sleepy Pants, so my bad.
I hope we do not meet again.
I hope we do not meet again. Okay, alright, I'm sorry, I'll stop. I really need to stop. I'm done, I promise.
I heard that during your free time you're alone and you rarely go out. Is it because you have no one to accompany you?
What do you mean? The reader should not be interested in my personal life. Please ask the next question.
What's your type?
Excuse me?
For our final heartthrob hunk, we have Raphael, a genius painter who is as sassy as he is flirty. Raphael has a deep love for the sea, shells, fish, and anything else ocean-related. He's a bit quirky? Like, he's the kind of guy to send you a shell via carrier seagull. He also asks you to be his bodyguard. I will say that his story seems to be the most unrelated to the main character's life so far, but I'm willing to overlook it because I genuinely like this dude so much. I have to admit, I was a little worried that he'd be a soft uwu boy, given his appearance and his painting profession. But I was pleasantly surprised that he has some bite and some attitude to him. He's very funny. It's good. Good job. His voice is probably the best fitting of the three, which is saying a lot because all three voices are
nice.
But something about his voice is just perfect. He's so deadpan and sarcastic, while also feeling like a fuckboy, but like in a good way. It's hard to explain, but if you know, you know. He still doesn't beat out my best boy, but he intrigues me the most out of all three, so that's a really good sign. Also, his promo video canonically places the timeline somewhere around 2034, which is very bold. Granted, the story doesn't take place in like a real city, but you know. Wait, hold on a second. Is he a merman? Is he fish? Is he fish? Fish or not, he is caked. I heard you just finished a month-long creative retreat. What else do you have planned?
My plans? Go pick up a new batch of lapis lazuli that arrived. Order some new painting materials. Oh, and that hermit crab on the beach is about to have its 3rd birthday. Do you have any other questions? I'm going to get some food.
What is the gameplay? This is where Love and Deepspace shines. It has so much gameplay that I'm gonna have to give this category its own subsections. Combat. The combat in this game is very smooth. It's a little overwhelming at first, but with time and tutorials, it's pretty easy to get the hang of it quick. Your phone will automatically change to landscape for combat as well. Basically, you have 6 different buttons that you'll use throughout the battles, at least to the point where I'm at in the game. These buttons consist of a dash button, a basic attack, a better attack, a team attack with your partner, an ultimate team attack that comes with a beautifully animated cutscene, and also a button that summons your partner for their special ability. Now, I know it sounds like a lot, but just do the tutorials and I promise you'll be fine. There are also multiple different weapons to choose from that all have their own fighting styles. Your 3 different battle buddies also have their own fighting styles and abilities, so just try playing around with it. On top of that, there are planets you can visit to gain extra resources through challenge battles, and even special bounty bosses that all have their own mechanics. It adds a lot of playability and is just a fun time all around, very smooth. But to those of you who just want to date cute boys with minimal fighting, they do allow you to skip the grinding with most of their resource stages, which is incredibly thoughtful. Gotcha. But you can't go into combat without a partner, so how do you gain one? Well, by gotcha, of course. More specifically, the wish system. When you make wishes, you pull to get memories of your 3 amigos. Once you gain a memory, you can boost it up with resources, which allows it to be stronger in combat. 3-star wishes will grant you some very cute art of your boys. 4-star wishes unlock even prettier art, along with a tender moment, which I will get into later. And the 5-star pulls come with a fully animated, first-person cutscene with multiple dialogue choices. Some are spicy, some are sweet, some are funny, but all of them make me cry blood. Also, I'm so sorry to say this, but with one exception, I literally only have Xavier's 5 stars, and a lot of them, so the other boys may have some slight variations, but I highly doubt it. Romance. Okay, it's time for the part you've all been waiting for. The romance. Oh my god, where do I start? Firstly, you can choose which boy you'd like to hold hostage at the Destiny Cafe. This is basically just the home screen area, but as you deepen your relationship with these boys, you unlock lots of new things to do. For example, you can poke, rub, and pat the boys, and depending on where you are with the story, your romance level with them, and what you've done recently, they will have different dialogues and reactions. Eventually, you can unlock different things to do with them, such as feeling their heartbeat, getting up close and personal, holding their face in your virtual hand, telling them about your day, or even asking them what you should eat, which is insane! This dating sim just solved every indecisive girl's greatest weakness. And not only that, but they have an included option to say if you're allergic to something. Considering a lot of the food options they give me involve things I can't eat, it really does warm my heart that this was something they thought of and implemented into the game, so thank you, Infold Games. Very poggers of you. While holding your virtual man hostage is lovely, there is much more to the dating scene. You can send them texts and emojis, have phone calls with them, reply to their social media posts, or even hold video calls with them. If you're worried about them catching you pantless with eye crusties, don't worry. It doesn't use your camera or voice, it's essentially just a cutscene. There are also a variety of activities to do with your Romeo of choice, like going on dates, some of which include playing crane games, playing cards, or even sharing a tender moment. Told you we'd come back to that. Tender moments are unlocked through 4-star wishes. Each tender moment is an ASMR roleplay that reveals the story behind the wish you've unlocked. There are also secret times you can unlock based on your affinity level with your 3D romance dream. These are very similar to the tender moments, as they are more soft-spoken, one-sided events with only audio. They both seem to be very much intended to help you fall asleep, not to say that they're boring or anything, but they're always very soft and gentle, and they have different playback options and allow you to listen outside of the app. Not only that, but you can also set an alarm to wake yourself up if you do plan on falling asleep to it. The amount of thought and care that went into this, again, you don't see that kind of thing very often, especially with these kinds of games, so it just makes me really happy that they included these features. Now, the 5-star wish, of course, allows you to enjoy your own little intimate event with a full cutscene, voice acting, and different paths depending on your choices. Customization. Okay, the last gameplay feature I want to mention is the customization. You can customize your character with a lot of different skin tones, eye colors, face shapes, and hairstyles. You can't customize your body at all, but aside from that, it does provide a lot of options. There's also a lot of customization with the photo booth, allowing more options as well as accessories that both you and your boys can wear. You also have your own desk area that you can customize. You don't have much to choose from at the beginning, but you will unlock more options as the game goes on. You can also show off your crane game prizes here, along with the kitty card badges that you can get. It's really nice being able to show off the cute things that you collect, and each prize you get changes what you can display depending on who you get it with, so all 3 boys will have different layouts that you can work with. What are the negatives of this game? Every masterpiece must have some mistakes, and while Love and Deepspace has very little, it does have 1 or 2. The biggest one for me is being inconsistent with the writing and voice acting. Some things are voiced while others aren't, and while that is absolutely okay, sometimes the voice acting and subtitles don't match. The subtitles will just completely miss words or have a totally different phrase from what the audio is saying. As mentioned before, the beginning of the game is also very rough. They just kind of throw you into things and don't explain much. There is a lot of extra lore that they provide that you can read about, but it's not the most exciting world building. Also, as mentioned before, unfortunately there is not much customization when it comes to the body of your character. I'm assuming that's just for cutscene purposes to make it easier, as you're also not allowed to have short hair. You can in the photo booth, but you're not able to have it on your base character. And again, I'm assuming that's just for cutscene purposes, but it would be a nice feature if they added that eventually. I don't think that they will, but it'd be nice. And lastly, this is more of just a speculation, but while the beginning of the game is packed with content, I'm not sure how packed it'll stay late game. It feels like the chapters and levels will be kind of a slow grind, which is a little unfortunate, but god damn! When a game's only issues are minor problems, you know that you've got a fantastic game on your hands. Really gotta scrape the bottom of the barrel to find anything. So, that leads us to our final question. Should you play Love and Deepspace?
Yes.
Man, it's been a long time since I've made a video like this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and yeah, genuinely, please go check this game out. It's amazing. There are some things in the script that I wrote initially, and as I played more, I realized more about the game and the lore and things like that, and I would really like to make a follow-up video, but I don't know if anyone actually would be interested in watching. So if you are interested in watching, please like and comment and just say, like, you know, make more. If even a single person wants me to make more, that would be more than enough for me to take the time to make this again, or make, you know, another one like this. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you next time. Go play the game, or I will sneak into your Destiny cafe and and kidnap your boys. What the fuck am I doing? All right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Hi.